Peace, everyone. I'm Ra, and I want to thank you for joining me. I know episode 1 and episode 2 was kind of light, some funny parts in it, entertaining overall, telling a story. I was just building and building. This is the more serious episode. Serious for a couple of reasons. And because it's a serious episode, I decided to wear this shirt because this shirt represents something serious as well. Now, both this episode and this shirt are things based out of Buffalo. Things that happen in Buffalo. This shirt is courtesy of my man, the Black Abstract. Shout out to you for that. It's Pray for Buffalo shirt. It's about the mass shooting at the Tops on Jefferson in Buffalo, New York, May 14th, 2022. They tell us 9/11, never forget. But we can't forget our own tragedies. So never forget this. The second reason that this episode is very serious and special to me is because it's the time where I almost lost my mind.
Bring some weed, I got a story to tell.
From prison to prison, jail to jail, 2 years straight, nigga just survived off Mel, you know.
My life, my life, my life, my life, my life. Ain't no justice, just us.
So I have to preface this part of the story with some information that's going to be pertinent to this episode and the subsequent episodes. So a couple of months before I got locked up, I met this woman and we were dating. She was one of the women that was in the courtroom with me on my last court date. For the sake of these videos, let's just call her Cat. A black cat. I met Kat before I caught my case, so it was extremely difficult to tell her while we were building that I was going to go to prison sooner or later. Now, we hadn't been in a relationship that long, but we really connected and we were building on another level. Eventually, I had to come out and tell her that I was going to prison. I didn't want to be a dirtbag. I wanted to tell her so she could make the choice if she wanted to continue to build with me or move on. Honestly, I was expecting her to opt out of the relationship to protect herself. She could see that I was visibly disturbed breaking this news to her, so she started crying a little bit. Then she started laughing through the tears and said that she would stick by my side no matter what. She asked me how much time was I facing, so I told her 2 to 5, but it's all up to the judge now. She said the time will go fast, and when you get out, we'll look back on that time and laugh. Honestly, that's exactly what I needed to hear at that point. I really wanted to believe her, but I still wasn't sure at this point. She told me she'd write me, visit me, send me packages, and the whole 9. And I was just like, we'll see. When they sent me to the Erie County Holding Center and Alden, she tracked me on the internet. She came to visit me a couple times when I was in Alden. She even wrote me, put some money in my JPay. She even had money on her phone account so I could talk to her and my children. And that's significant because none of my children are with her. Now you may ask, why didn't their mothers have money on the phone? Good question. We talked on the phone as much as we could, and so far, Kat was doing exactly what she said she would do. So one day, we were sitting down talking about the situation, and she asked me to stay the same, to not go in there and let that place or those people change me. She wanted me to stay the man that she knew and loved. In that moment, we had decided we should write a book. We would both give accurate and descriptive accounts of our separate perspectives. Her being a woman on the outside, dating a man in prison. And me being my first time in prison, trying to maintain my relationship that I cultivated before I went to jail. While simultaneously fighting my demons and trying to navigate my way through this new crazy environment. So I had to be smart and keep my head on a swivel. And I took notes the whole time. And that's how I got the title, No Justice, Just Us. And those were the notes that I said I lost in the previous episode. Now I got you pretty much caught up on Kat. Now let's get back to the story. Now as I previously stated, I just got moved from Alden, and I was told that you had to go to Wendy after you left the county and right before you go to state prison. Wendy is classified as a supermax. So I don't remember the ride to Wendy, but I remember vividly what the block that I was on looked like. So let me paint the picture for you. So once you come through the steel doors that only the COs have the key to, it's just one lonely block with maybe about 8 to 10 cells on it. All the cells were on one side, and there's just a wall on the other side with those thick glass windows, you know, with the glass that's like that thick that you can't see through. And up in the corner, right above the door, is one of those big, huge industrial fans. Now, remember that because that's going to be key to the story. The paint was a dull gray. It was dingy, dirty, and cold as It had snowed the whole ride from Alden to Wendy. So now I'm back in a typical 6x9x12 cell with a bed, a toilet, a sink, me, and my thoughts. I didn't know anyone on the bus ride to Wendy, and I didn't have any reading materials such as books or magazines to occupy my mind. I wasn't in the holding center that long. Alden was like day camp, so I had a lot of fun. So now, this was the first time I was actually forced to sit still and face my thoughts. But before I could even get to that point, somebody started cutting up and sent the COs on a rampage.
Ain't no justice, just us.